Today is a very auspicious day, appearance day of our previous Guru in our Guru Parampara, Srila Narottam Thakur. Our Gurudev wrote his biography in the book, but I will not read everything because it is long. Narottam Das was a brahmachari throughout his entire life. He visited all the places of pilgrimage. He was on the highest platform of devotional achievement. This is from Bhakti Ratnakar. Then also Gurudev told that in Krishna Lila, Narottam Thakur is Champak Manjari, under Rupa Manjari, serving Radha Krishna under Rupa Manjari, Champak Manjari, and he appeared in the village of Keturi, that is in Bengal, on today's Titi. His father was Krishnanda Datta, mother Narayani Devi, and this Krishna Datta, he was big zamindar, very rich landowner, like a king. So Narottam Thakur, since childhood, he had much opulence and luxury and everything, but he was not interested at all in any kind of material enjoyment. And here also Gurudev told that he appeared in Kayastha family, that is like a Shudra almost. But Gurudev gave that verse from Padma Puran, that one should not judge a Vaishnava by in which caste he was born, because he's beyond that. And Krishna specifically made his associates appear in such families in order to purify them, to rescue them, like Haridas Thakur we heard about this from Chaitanya Bhagavat yesterday. So from his early childhood, Narottam Thakur began to show signs of his future greatness. Everyone was amazed to see his great intelligence and devotional demeanor. He was constantly absorbed in meditation on the wonderful qualities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, and had not an iota, that means not even little, of interest in the opulence of his father. The Lord and his associates appeared to him in his dreams. As tears poured from his eyes, Narottam would offer prayers of surrender to Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita, and the other associates of the Lord. Finally, the Lord and his associates appeared to him in a dream and consoled him with kind words. So he got darshan, though he appeared much later than Mahaprabhu, but he got darshan of that lila. Like Gopal Bhatta Goswami in South India also, he got darshan. Jiva Goswami got darshan. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur got darshan. If we are sincere, then we can get that. Then, when Mahaprabhu was still in this world, when he was passing by Kanayar Nath Shala, this year our Mat is organizing a visit to that place. Kanayar Nath Shala, and was passing by Keturi on the other side. Then suddenly he started to call Narottam, Narottam, Narottam. Then all devotees, they were surprised, who is Narottam? And Nityananda Prabhu also asked him, who is Narottam? Because that time there was no Narottam. Then Mahaprabhu told to Nityananda Prabhu, you don't know your own glories. When I was going to Puri, that time you were shedding tears of prema for me. So I kept some of those tears of prema of yours, and I will keep them for Narottam in future. Then Mahaprabhu went to Padma river, Padmavati, that is East Bengal, where our Parangurudev also appeared, near that place, and told to Padma Devi the goddess of Padmavati river, that consciousness behind, person behind, you keep this prema for Narottam Thakur. When he will come to bath in your waters, then you give him. Then Padmavati said, how will I know who is Narottam? Then Mahaprabhu told, you will be very easily able to recognize, because when he will come into your water will automatically overflow due to ecstasy. Get in touch of pure devotee. So then when Narottam Thakur was 12 years old, that time Nityananda Prabhu appeared in his dream and told him, you don't worry, you just go to Padma river, because Mahaprabhu kept prema there for you. You go there and take it. Then when Narottam came there and he went inside the river, then she started to overflow. Then Padma remembered, though this was much later, but Padma remembered that, oh, he's Narottam. Then she gave that prema. When Narottam drank that prema, then he became like mad, like intoxicated in divine love, and everything changed about him. Of course, Narottam Thakur is eternal associate of Radharani, but here he's playing the pastime of a sadhaka, that when getting grace of Guru Nityananda, then that all this will start to happen. So Narottam had become intoxicated and the bonds of family life could no longer hold him back. Narottam began to wonder how he could, yes, a little before I will read. As soon as he experienced the ecstasies of prema, Narottam Thakur's character, his appearance, everything about him changed. His parents noticed the transformation and did everything they could to bring him back to his normal state, but failed. Having drunk the wine of divine ecstasy, Narottam had become intoxicated and the bonds of family life could no longer hold him back. Narottam began to wonder how he could escape from his material entanglements. Finally, one day, when his father and uncle were on official business away, he practiced some deception on his mother and tricked his bodyguards so that he could leave his family for Vrindavan. This event took place on Kartik Purnima. So because target is good, means is justified by the end. He wanted to go for the service of Krishna. That is why, even though he deceived his mother and his bodyguards, but that is not considered as a sin, because his target was correct, like Sanatana Goswami when he escaped. So then he was going to Vrindavan, walking barefoot, not eating, not sleeping, not drinking, nothing, just going Ha Radhe, Ha Krishna, in separation grief, only going. Then he fell down unconscious due to fatigue. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the form of Brahmin, he came there and he gave him one pot of milk. But Narottam Thakur was unable to drink. So then also Rupa and Sanatan appeared, though already they disappeared before, much before. But appeared again, because personal sources of Krishna, they can do anything they like. They appeared again and they directly poured that milk into his mouth. Then he regained strength. Then they told, oh Narottam, drink this milk. Yes. No, Mahaprabhu told Narottam, drink this milk. Your cuts and bruises will go away. Your journey will be comfortable. Then that Brahmana, means Mahaprabhu, vanished. And the exhausted Narottam fell asleep. That night, he dreamt of Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. Sometimes it is said dream, sometimes like directly appearing. The two Goswamis placed their hands on his chest and fed him the milk, that Mahaprabhu himself had brought him. All of Narottam's fatigue disappeared. Everything is possible. This is not by any physical laws, what is transcendental things. Then when he came to Vrindavan, he went to Rupa and Sanatan Goswami's Samadhi Mandir, God blessing, and he got association of all those Vaishnavas who were still living there, Bhajananandis, like Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami and Jiva Goswami and others who were still that time present. But he particularly liked Lokanath Goswami. He was very much attracted by his strict bhajan. So he decided, I will take initiation from him. But Lokanath Goswami already decided before because he was Bhajananandi, not Goshtanandi, one who preaches, but one who does bhajan in his own secluded place. Krishna, both are correct. Depends what Krishna wants from someone. Lokanath Goswami decided, I will not take any disciple. But Lokanath Goswami decided, I will take only from him. But Lokanath Goswami refused him. No, I'm not taking any disciple. Then Narottam Thakur was crying, and then he went to that place where Lokanath Goswami used to do his toilet activities in the morning. In that time in Brajadham there is no built toilet and water and all these things. You have to bring water in lota and then do your toilet in a field or in forest and like this. Then come back and do bath with well or in a river or some pond. So where Lokanath Goswami used to pass his stool and this, there Narottam went and he cleaned every night that stool, and there was no bad smell, and he cleaned everything nicely and also kept fresh sand for cleaning the water, because when you bring water that with sand very nicely you can clean, better than soap, much better. Then he did this every night, and he was keeping that broom in his chest. This is the power that will help me to attain my Lord's lotus feet, means Gurudev's lotus feet, by this broom. And with ecstasy he was doing this, very joyfully. Though he was a son of a king, like very luxurious life, although he was not engaged, but he had opportunity, but he did such menial service to show that we have to serve our Gurudev. We should give up all kind of pride or anything, but we should serve our Gurudev. Then Lokanath Goswami noticed, and one day he thought, who is doing this? I will catch him. And he went there in the night time and was chanting Harinam. Then at midnight, Narottam Thakur came, and Lokanath Goswami asked him, who are you? Because at that time dark in night. Who are you? Then he said, I am Narottam. Why you are doing this? You are son of a king. Why you are doing this such filthy work? Why you are doing this? You stop it. Then Narottam Thakur said, no, you are my Gurudev. I want your grace. That is why I'm doing. I want your grace. And he was crying, then I'm doing this to get your grace. Then Lokanath Goswami's heart melted and he gave him mantra initiation. Only one disciple he made, only Narottam Thakur, because he was melted by his service attitude. And this happened on Shravan Purnima. Narottam Thakur appeared on today's day, Maghi Purnima. He left the house on Kartiki Purnima, and he got initiation on Shravan Purnima. Then he was doing bhajan there in Vrindavan, and he was here Gurudev also mentioned that similar case happened with our Prabhupada. Gorkishore Das Babaji also said, I will not take any disciple. But Prabhupada, because Bhaktivinoda Thakur ordered him, he wanted to take from Gorkishore Das Babaji and would also not leave him. And with service attitude, he was coming. Then finally, Gorkishore Das Babaji Maharaj gave him, and he was also only disciple of Gorkishore Das Babaji. Then Narottam Thakur was doing bhajan there in Vrindavan, and after the disappearance of Rupa and Sanatan, then Jiva Goswami became the head Acharya of all Gauriya Vaishnavas of Vrindavan, Puri and Navadip. So Narottam and Dukhi Krishna Das and Srinivas, they were studying scriptures under Jiva Goswami. Means Vedas, Vedanta, Upanishads, then Bhagavat, Gita, Puranas, and also all the books of the Goswamis, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Ujjal, Nilamani, Brihad Bhagavatamrita, Lagu Bhagavatamrita, Gopal, Champu, Sat Sandarbha, all these books, so many books of the Goswamis, they were studying under Jiva Goswami. Then after they completed their study, then Jiva Goswami gave them titles, Thakur to Narottam, then Acharya to Srinivas, and Shyamananda to Dukhi Krishnadas. Then one day, Narottam Thakur was beside his Gurudev and they were doing bhajan. Then some people came. Then Narottam Thakur was very hospitable with them. Yes, what you come, you sit here and water, all this, he was very hospitable. Then Lokanath Goswami saw that he has such character that he can deal nicely with people, because also he is a son of a king, has that caring nature. So then Lokanath Goswami ordered him that you go to your own place in Bengal and you start preaching Mahaprabhu's message. Also, Jiva Goswami told them all three that you have to go to preach in Bengal, and he gave all the books of the Goswamis, that one copy, because that time no printing press, everything by hand. Then they were going with big box of books, and they were very careful not to sleep in the night, and always very careful about that box. When they were passing some Muslim states, Muslim rulers, but when they came to Bon Vishnupur, they thought, here is Hindu Raja, so there is no problem, we can sleep tonight. Then they slept. But that king, he was king during the day, but in the evening he was hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, and during night time he was the leader of a gang of robbers. So one, his astrologer told him, today one very big wealth came to your kingdom, you have to steal it, very big. Then king ordered his men, you go there and you steal, but don't kill anyone. Then those robbers, they're worshipping Kali, and they came there and they saw they're all sleeping, deep sleep, very tired, deep sleep. So they thought, oh, no problem, only we will take it. And they took it, they took to king, then they opened, then there were only books, all were surprised. Then king asked, sir, how you could make such a mistake? And he said, no, it is not a mistake. I did my calculation many times. Every time a same result came, that some big very big wealth came to your country. Even now, if I calculate, I get same. Then just because of seeing those books, king got Sukriti, because those are transcendental books. They are meant for the service of Krishna. Bhagavatam is transcendental. We are worshipping, doing arati of Bhagavatam. And these all books, they are Bhagavatam and based on Bhagavatam. They're all pure devotional books. So they have only seeing, only keeping in house. All this already you get Sukriti. So then they woke up and they were very much disappointed. They wanted to give up life. They were crying. And now our life is useless. We lost the only books. Then the local people, they said, we think our king did it because we know he's a robber in nighttime. You try there. Then Srinivasacharya said to Narottam, you go there to your place, and Shyamananda should go to Orissa. I will stay here. I will try to get. Then Srinivasacharya came there and he entered that Srimad Bhagavatam class. When that class was going on, that time Srinivasacharya, he was very beautiful, like Mahaprabhu, same. So all were attracted. And then in between also, one said, Then king asked him, what happened? Why you are saying, They said, because you're this one who is explaining Bhagavatam, he commit one mistake. He told Apasiddhanta is not correct. Then king said, oh, you know Bhagavatam? You can explain? Then he said, yes. Then from that time on, Srinivasacharya was explaining Bhagavatam. Then all hearts changed. King and others changed. Because pure devotee speaking, then they all became his disciples. Then one day, Srinivasacharya in his own room, he was crying. Then king thought, oh, we did some offense to Gurudev. That is why he's crying. They went there and they begged forgiveness. Gurudev, you tell us what we did wrong. You please don't cry. We will correct. Don't cry. Then he said, no, you didn't do any mistake, but I lost those books of the Goswamis. Then king remember, oh yes, I have those books. These are your books. And he showed, and then the books were retrieved. Then he sent message to Jiva Goswami and also to Narottam and Shyamananda that books they received. Then Narottam Thakur, he went to his hometown, Keturi, because already Lokanath Goswami ordered him and told him, you install deities, you make temple there, install deities, because this is to give opportunity to people to do seva to Bhagavan, like mat system. That is, we can do seva to Bhagavan, we can hear Harikatha, we can hear Hari Kirtan, we can get association of devotees. For that, for preaching purpose, this is necessary, some center. Then, which are the deities? Shri Gauranga, Shri Ballabhikanta, Shri Braja Mohan, Shri Krishna, Shri Radhakanta, and Shri Radharaman. 6 sets of deities. So much seva done. So there was a great festival. Even before that festival, Narottam Thakur, here it is written, he visited many places in Bengal and Orissa where associates of Mahaprabhu were still living to get their blessing. So amongst the places he visited were Udaran Datta's home in Saptagram. If I will be fortunate, I will be able to go to his home this year. Our mat is organizing. Then Karda, that I was, Karda, where he met Parameshwari Das Thakur and Nityananda Prabhu Shaktish, Janava and Boshuda. That Karda I was. Kanakul Krishna Nagar, this they will go, the home of Abhiram Thakur. Shyamananda Prabhu's home in Rishingapur, the Shripads of Narahari Sarkar Thakur and Raghunandan Thakur in Shrikanda, the birthplace of Nityananda Prabhu in Ekachakra Dham, and in Jagannath Puri, Gopinath Acharya's home, Haridas Thakur's Samadhi temple, Gadadhar Pandit's place of worship, the Jagannath temple, and Gundicha temple, the Jagannath Ballabh gardens, Narendra Sarovar, etc. Most of the associates of Mahaprabhu of that time and the other leaders of the Sampradaya came to Keturi on the occasion of the festival organized by Narottam Das Thakur. A list of these has been given by Narahari Chakravarti in his book Bhakti Ratnakara and Narottam Vilas. Shyamananda Prabhu, Jannaba Devi, Parameshwari Das, Krishna Das Sarkel, Madhava Acharya, Raghupati Vaidya, Minaketan Ramdas, Murari Chaitanya Das, Gyana Das, Mahidhar, Shri Shankar, Kamalakar Pipalai, Gaurango Das, Nakari, Krishna Das, Damodar, Balaram Das, Shri Mukunda, Brindavan Das Thakur, Raghunandan Thakur and other devotees from Sri Kanda, Shrivas Pandit's brothers Shri Pati and Shri Nidhi from Navadip, Advaita Acharya's sons Achyutananda, Gopal Mishra and Krishna Mishra came from Shantipur. Hridoy Chaitanya Prabhu and other devotees from Ambika Kanna. So all these pure devotees, Mahaprabhu's associates. Srinivas Acharya acted as the officiating priest at the festival and performed the rituals installing the deities. In the Kirtan festival held by Narottam Thakur, Mahaprabhu and his associates appeared. Who can describe the joy of that Kirtan? Mahaprabhu himself descended with all his associates in its midst, just like lightning in a conglomeration of rain clouds. This is from Bhakti Ratnakara. The Kirtan was amazing. You could see Nityananda Prabhu and Advaita Acharya overcome with ecstasy and Gaura Chandra encircled by the devotees. Already they disappeared before, but here they again manifested in the Kirtan of Narottam Thakur. What wonderful compassion the Lord displayed on that day. Who can understand these wonderful pastimes? What blessings he poured on Narottam and Srinivas, for they and their companions found the fulfillment of all their desires. After the Keturi festival, Narottam Thakur's fame spread throughout the Vaishnava world. Prominent Brahmanas like Ram Krishna Acharya and Ganga Narayan Chakravarti became his disciples. Then, Narahari Chakravarti extensively describes Narottam Thakur's activities in his Narottam Vilas. One can understand his outstanding accomplishments by reading this book. Some of these are given here, not all, some. In Gopalpur village lived a Brahmana named Vipradas. He had a poisonous snake living in his vikar grain storage bin or gola. In our mat you can see this also. Vikar, like a basket for muri and these things, or for rice. When Narottam Thakur visited Vipradasa's house, the snake vanished and deities of Gaur and Vishnu Priya appeared in its place. Its place means here snake, because in English language an animal is it. But in our language and Sanskrit and others, their animal is also he and she, depends which animal. But so where the snake was there, that snake disappeared and Gaur and Vishnu Priya Diti, they appeared there. Gaura Sundar and his beloved Vishnu Priya came out of the gola and climbed into Narottam's lap in plain view of everyone. Not only that, they climbed in the lap of Narottam Thakur, deities. Narottam Thakur, not ordinary person. Everyone was quite amazed. These same deities are being served today in Gambila. A certain Smarta Brahmin scholar blasphemed Narottam Thakur, calling him a Shudra. The result of this offense was that he was attacked by leprosy. After suffering for some time, he was given a vision of the goddess in a dream, Kali or Durga. She told him to fall at Narottam Das's feet and beg for forgiveness, and it was only after he followed this advice that the Brahmana was freed from this terrible disease. So some diseases, they can come because of offense to Vaishnava, and you cannot cure them by any means other than this. Hari Ram Acharya and Ramakrishna Acharya, the sons of Shivananda Acharya, were taking a goat and a buffalo to be offered as a sacrifice to the goddess on the order of their father, goddess Kali. They met Narottam Thakur and Ramachandra Kaviraj on the way and were attracted by their effulgent beauty. Narottam Thakur advised the two young Brahmanas to abandon worship in the modes of passion and ignorance that entailed violence to animals and to worship the Supreme Lord without any desire, means pure devotion to Supreme Lord. Because he has that, he can advise to others and he can inspire others for that. The brothers immediately let the goat and buffalo go and bathe in the Padmavati river. They then took initiation from Narottam Thakur and dedicated their lives to the service of Lord Krishna and his devotees. So converted them on the way. Then Shivananda Acharya, means father of these two, became angry when he heard about this. He called a Smarta scholar from Mithila named Murari to come and defeat Narottam Thakur's Vaishnava philosophy. However, Hari Ram and Ramakrishna, means sons, were given divine blessings by their guru and were able to defeat every one of the Smarta's arguments with scriptural evidence. Defeated, Shivananda Acharya went to pray to the goddess. She appeared to him that night in a dream and rebuked him for his enmity towards the Vaishnavas and told him to cease all such behavior. All demigods, they are satisfied with Vaishnavas and they want to hear their kirtan and everything. So he wanted to complain to Kali that he did this. Then Kali chastised him. You also know that Jorab Bharat, they wanted to sacrifice, Kali killed them all because she loves Vaishnavas. They are devotees. Shiva likes devotees, Kali likes devotees because they are also devotees. In the course of time, Ganga Narayan Chakravarti, Jagannath Acharya and other well-known Brahmanas started to become Narottam Thakur's disciples. This caused a stir in the Smarta community, and out of jealousy they went to complain to Raja Narasingha. Narottam is a Shudra who makes disciples of Brahmanas. He is using some kind of mystic powers or hypnotism to convert them. He should be stopped. After a discussion of the matter with Raja Narasingha, it was decided that a scholar named Rupa Narayan should be summoned, means called, to debate Narottam Thakur. This Brahmana had won numerous debates of this sort and was known as Maha Digbijay. The Raja himself set off with Rupa Narayan towards the village of Keturi. Ramachandra Kaviraj and Ganga Narayan Chakravarti were upset to see the wicked intention of the Raja and his Pandit. When they heard that the Raja and his entourage were resting overnight in Kumarpur village, they went in disguise as a potter and pan seller and set up stalls in the village market. When the students of the Smarta Brahmins came through the market, Ramachandra and Ganga Narayan spoke with them in Sanskrit. The Brahmanas were astounded that even ordinary stall keepers in the village were able to speak in Sanskrit. Ramachandra and Ganga Narayan began a debate with the Brahmanas, defeating every smarta argument that they put forward. The Raja and the other Brahmanas were amazed to hear this and personally came there only to be defeated in their arguments with that Pandit. Ramachandra Acharya and Ganga Narayan Acharya established the pure doctrine of devotional service. The Raja, that means king, and his Digvijay Pandit were rendered speechless by the scholarship of the two ordinary stall keepers. When they learned that the two men were disciples of Narottam Das Thakur, the king said to his Pandit, if Narottam Thakur's common disciples can defeat you in a debate, there is no need of going to see him, what you can do to him. Disciples already defeated that Pandit. Then Narottam Thakur, he had written two books, Prema Bhakti Chandrika and Prarthana. They are only songs, but all Siddhanta of Bhagavad, everything is there. Totally everything. And about the highest worship of Radha Krishna, everything is there. These books were printed numerous times. Also, our Gorkishore Das Babaji Maharaj liked to hear these two books. He said, if you want to do bhajan, then you buy these two books. But these two books are also for a little more advanced devotees. There is some basic points there in the beginning, but then it goes very high. But Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's songs, they are for very fallen souls, explaining many points, teachings to the mind about all the anarthas and so many things. So it is necessary to both, we are singing in Gauriya Math, both songs of Narottam Thakur and Bhaktivinoda Thakur. His place of bhajan was called Bhajanatuli, about 2 miles from the capital city Keturi. And all his preaching was only through Kirtan. He did not speak Harikatha. Shyamananda Prabhu and Narottam Thakur, they preached through Kirtan because their Kirtan was that Harikatha, all Siddhanta, everything. But Srinivasa Acharya, he was also giving Harikatha on Bhagavatam and Kirtan, all. And each of them, they had their own tune of Kirtan. Very beautiful melody in which they sang those Kirtans. So people were touched by that and they became devotees. And also so his style is Garanahati, Narottam Thakur's. And in Manipur also he converted whole that state, Manipur, into devotees. When Srinivasa Acharya disappeared, and also Ramachandra Kaviraj disappeared, then Narottam Thakur wrote this song, which is very famous. We are always singing, Je Anilo Prema Dhon, Koruna Prachur, Heno Prabhu Kota Gelo Acharjo Thakur, means Srinivas Acharjo. Where did he go? Where is Roop, Sanatan, all? In separation grief, he wrote that song. That person who, out of full mercy, he brought prema to this world, where did he now go? In this mood. Then also one very famous song of him, Shri Rupa Manjari Pada. Our Gurudev explained these songs, is explaining that Guru is everything, all in all, Guru is everything. Of course, here he is telling about Rupa Manjari, because Lokanath Goswami is his Diksha Guru. We are singing Lokanath Lokero Jibon, Shri Guru Charanapa. But in one song he said, when will my Gurudev Lokanath Goswami, who is Manjulali Manjari, when will he offer me to Rupa Manjari? I will serve under her guidance. That. So this is the connection. That is why he was singing this song. Our Prabhupada also before this appearance wanted to hear this song, because that is, he's coming from that, from Rupa Manjari, and preaching Rupa Nuga, that Rupa Manjari Seva. That is why he showed also. In the last, he wanted to hear this song. Not only before this appearance, for that last Kartik also, when he was manifest in this world, every day he wanted to hear this song. That our ultimate goal is the service of Rupa Manjari. Then, after Narottam in our Guru Parampara comes Bishwana Chakravarti Thakur. So he wrote this Narottam Ashtak. I will read. Shri Krishna Namamrita Varshi Vaktra Chandra Prabha Dvasta Tamo Bharaya Gauranga Devanu Charaya Tasmai Namo Nama Shila Narottamaya. I offer my repeated obeisances to Srila Narottam Das Thakur, the glorious follower of Gauranga, who completely destroys the darkness of ignorance of the living entities at its root with the nectarian rays of Krishna's holy name, which emanate from his moon-like face. With that Harinam, he totally destroys all darkness and gives devotion, like Haridas Thakur. Sankirtanandaja Mandahasya Danta Dyuti Dyotita Din Mukhaya Svedashru Dharasna Pitaya Tasmai Namo Nama Shila Narottamaya. I offer my repeated obeisances to Srila Narottam Das Thakur, who lights up every direction with the effulgence of his teeth, revealed as he laughs out of joy of Harinam's Sankirtan and is bathed in torrents of tears and perspiration out of divine love. Is pure kirtan. All ecstatical symptoms, transcendental ecstatical symptoms appearing. Mridanga nada shruti matra chanchalat padambu jamanda manoharaya sadhyah samudyat pulakaya tasmai namo nama Shila Narottamaya. I offer my repeated obeisances to Srila Narottam Das Thakur, whose body is covered with horripilation and whose lotus feet dance enchantingly, being set into motion as soon as he hears the sweet sound of the mridanga. Gandharva Garva Kshapana Swalasya Visma Pitashesha Kriti Vrajaya Svashrishta Gana Pratitaya Tasmai Namo Nama Shila Narottamaya. I offer my repeated obeisances to Srila Narottam Das Thakur, whose fame has spread through the songs he has written, and whose dance and song, indeed, whose every action in kirtan, amazes even the most proficient and brings shame to the Gandharvas. So all the time kirtan and dancing is described. Amazes even the most proficient and brings shame to the Gandharvas. Gandharvas are singers and dancers in heavenly planets, but this is pure devotion. This singing for Krishna satisfaction and dancing for Krishna satisfaction, something different. Ananda murcha vanipata bhata dhuli baralankrita vigrahaya yat darshanam bhagya bharena tasme namo nama Srila Narottamaya. I offer my repeated obeisances to Srila Narottam Das Thakur, who can be seen only by one who has unlimited good fortune, and whose figure is decorated with the dust that covers it as he falls to the ground unconscious in divine ecstasy. Dancing and singing, and now falling on the ground unconscious. That is also one ecstatical symptom. And this only fortunate, unlimitedly fortunate people can see such sight. Stale stale yasya kripa prabhabi Krishnanya Trishna Jana Samhatinam Nirmulita eva bhavanti tasmai namo nama Srila Narottamaya. I offer my repeated obeisances to Srila Narottam Das Thakur, who established almshouses of mercy everywhere, causing every person's desires other than those for service to Krishna to be uprooted. This is his mercy, because that is really beneficial for Jiva. I heard now when I was in Vienna on a Viraha Mahotsav of Srila Muni Maharaj that one devotee, he told that one time my Gurudev, means Srila Muni Maharaj, he told me, I'm sorry, I destroyed your material life. And then that devotee said, I am eternally grateful to you for this. That is the mercy of devotee. They will engage us in the service of Krishna and destroy all other desires. That is their mercy. Then we can be really happy and we will not have suffering. Otherwise, our selfish desires, they are making us suffer. Whether they are fulfilled or not, all the time suffering. Yat bhakti nishta pala rekhi keva Sparshah punah sparsham anivayasya pramanyam evam shrutivad yadiyam tasmai namo nama Srila Narottamaya. I offer my repeated obeisances to Srila Narottam Das Thakur, whose devotional faith is like a line scratched in a stone. Means you cannot move it. It is there. Faith like a line scratched on a stone, whose touch is like that of the philosopher's stone that fulfills all desires, and whose every word is as authoritative as that of the Veda. Veda is coming from Supreme Lord. His breathing is not different from him. It is describing the truth. And pure devotee, he is also living in the absolute truth. And what he is saying is truth. So that is as authoritative as the Veda. Sadhu Shastra, Sadhu Guru Shastra, Vakya, Chitete Koryaikya, in one song, Narottam Thakur. They are one. Sadhu, Shastra, and Guru Vakya, they are one. Means words. Murtaiva Bhakti Kim Ayam Kimesha Vairagya Sarastanu man nriloke sambhavyate yah kritibhih sadeva tasmai namo nama Srila Narottamaya. I offer my repeated obeisances to Srila Narottam Das Thakur, who forever appears to the fortunate learned scholars of transcendental knowledge as devotion itself incarnate, or as the embodiment of the essence of renunciation in this mortal world. So as devotion incarnate or essence of renunciation. What is essence of renunciation means? One who is pure devotee, he has that renunciation of anything selfish. That he is renouncing. That is the essence of renunciation. Anything selfish you have to renounce. Not totally everything like Gyanis or Mayavadis they want to do. No. All desires they want to remove. No, that is not essence of renunciation. Essence of renunciation is devotion. So everything selfish you have to renounce, but do devotion to Krishna and use everything in his service. That is Yukta Vairagya. So he is the embodiment of Yukta Vairagya, using everything in the service of Krishna. Srila Narottam Thakur performed the pastime of disappearance on the Krishna Panchami in the month of Kartik. So today is Srila Narottam Thakur's appearance day. I am bowing down to his lotus feet and praying to forgive for all offenses which I have committed to his lotus feet, and also to bestow his mercy for the service of his lotus feet and the lotus feet of his object of worship, Gaur Nityananda and Radha Krishna. So tomorrow I am going to Sri Mayapur Dham. So now there will be no regular Skype programs. If I will get time in Mayapur Dham, then I can also come online. I will inform before. And also my mother will, during this time, on some special tithis, she will put previous Harikathas in those years which she did not yet put on YouTube regularly. On those tithis, Harikathas she will put on YouTube, so you can follow that YouTube channel and you can hear. Like from year 22, COVID time, that time, we're having all programs, but that time she was not yet putting on YouTube, only saving on computer. So that she will try to put, and if I will get some time, then I can also sometimes come. Hare Krishna, you please bless me that I may be engaged in the service of Guru Vaishnava Bhagavan in Sri Mayapur Dham.